liars, cheats, and frauds. These are all words one would commonly use to describe a politician, especially a congressman. Hello, I'm Matthew Taylor, and I'm here today to talk about the life and accomplishments of Rand Paul. Today, the United States Congress has an abysmal 16% approval rating and is clearly losing the support of the American people. One member of Congress, however, has not given up and continues to fight for what he believes in, even when it is unpopular. This senator, Rand Paul from Kentucky, has been serving in the Senate for 5 years now and has gained support from leaders on both sides of the aisle. Part libertarian, part Republican, Rand Paul's authenticity has brought him much success in politics, and that success will surely continue in the future. Today I will tell you about Rand Paul, his early life, his accomplishments as a politician, and his political views that have brought him here today. First, let's look back at Rand Paul's beginnings and see how that has turned him into the man he is today. Rand Paul was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but grew up in Texas. He is the son of another famous congressman, Ron Paul. He spent a lot of his teenage years working for his father, according to the New York Times, and this clearly had an impact in his political career. For example, Rand Paul attended the Republican National Convention at the young age of 13, and this sparked an interest in politics. However, outside of this interest, Rand Paul lived an ordinary childhood, playing football and swimming for his high school teams. As a teenager, Rand Paul studied Ayn Rand and the Austrian School of Economics, two ideologies that are grounded in the individual and how the individual's success can impact society. Before becoming a politician, Rand Paul went to Bowling Green to get his medical doctorate and become an ophthalmologist. After graduating, he moved to Kentucky, where he began his ophthalmology practice. He was a well-known ophthalmologist, and he even opened an eye clinic where he could perform eye surgeries for those who couldn't afford it. Now, with that background in mind, let's look at all he's achieved as a congressman and how he got there. Rand Paul kicked off his political career in 2010 in the race for Kentucky's representative and Senate. Rand Paul secured the Republican nomination for Senate with backers that backed his father's earlier career as a senator. He defeated Secretary of State Trey Grayson by a margin of 23% to gain the Republican nomination, and then would go on to face Attorney General Jack Conaway, the Democratic nomination, in this election. He defeated Jack Conaway by 10%, securing the Kentucky seat for Senate. Rand Paul, now with his new seat, constantly stood up for what he believes in, even when it wasn't popular. For example, Rand Paul once gave a 13-hour filibuster to prevent the nomination of John Brennan as CIA director. He believed that John Brennan's practice of drone usage, spying on American citizens, was unconstitutional and un-American, and was unnecessary and an invasion of privacy. The Washington Post reported that Rand Paul sued President Obama and the NSA for keeping metadata from phone conversations, once again believing that this invasion of privacy was unnecessary and unconstitutional, going against our Fourth Amendment rights. So, as you see, Rand Paul is an unorthodox politician, always sticking up for what he believes in. He's part libertarian, part Republican. Paul believes less government is best. Paul believes that the right of the people, protected in the Constitution, should always be protected, no matter what the cost. Paul believes that our legal system is broken, for example, and that the sheer amount of overwhelming laws is trampling ordinary American citizens. He believes that minorities are unfairly targeted by these laws. And for example, he went out to the Ferguson, Missouri community after the riots took place there. Paul is a big supporter of gun rights. He supported things that support our constitutional right to own guns. And he said that he will always stand up for ordinary citizens to own a gun. Paul is often seen as an unorthodox Republican, though, because he believes in things like tax cuts for the poor. He supported a plan to lower property tax in Detroit, based on the unemployment in the area. And final consideration, Rand Paul is a great politician because he has what we complain others don't: authenticity. Paul does not go with the easy answer. He doesn't go with the popular answer. He doesn't go with the Republican answer or the Democratic answer. He goes with what he thinks is best. And because of that authenticity, he has been a successful and influential politician. Thank you.